Wisco ripping. We're back, but it's more like Wisco sitting in the garage wrenching on stuff today. So last video, lost reverse, still don't have reverse, but I do have forward, high, low, four-wheel drive. So still gonna have to take the transmission in and get that looked at, but overheating still overheats. So with all the research I did, the cheapest part to start with would be the thermostat, 53 bucks, Polaris part. I can show that to you right now. The fan turns on when it's supposed to. Here's your thermostat. If anybody needs the part number, 705-2600. So, yeah, 53 bucks. I never lost any coolant during the whole time. It's still in between minimum and cold. Take the cap off. That is plump right full. So we'll see if this is the problem. Your thermostat housing is right in there. We'll be taking this top hose off, and then it goes into a 90-degree housing that has 2 bolts, and go from there. So yeah. And then after that, we will bleed the system, and I'll show you how that works according to the manual. So stay tuned. All right, the book first states thermostat replacement is to drain coolant level below the thermostat housing. So I'm not really sure how much coolant I'm gonna get out, because I bought some extra coolant, but what I am planning on doing right now is to take this turkey baster and see how much I can at least suck out of the radiator, just in case get air bubbles or whatever coming back. There's room in the radiator, and then I'm gonna have a mess no matter what. But once I take this top tube off the thermostat, I'm going to rubber band that in a plastic bag and have a bunch of fluid come out. But it is what it is. Got some coolant, so. It's not going to be a lot, this turkey baster. The size of it is a little too thick to get all the way in there. But work with what we got, I guess. If it's not the thermostat, I guess my only guess is possibly radiator. Some say that this cap goes bad. I don't see any wear or any marks on that. Obviously, this is supposed to pop up if it gets too hot, and then the antifreeze will come out the cap, but that never happened. So, like I said, I never lost any coolant during the whole process. So, as far as I'm concerned, spring still works. The gaskets are still in good shape. So, alright, that's about all we're gonna get out of there. This screw is 7mm, or there's a flathead connected to it, but the air box is in the way. So oop. I think she's about loose, so yep. All right. Here comes the mess. All right, for dust, this is what I came up with. Put this bag over it. I'll rubber band this. So, all right. So far, as expected, got a mess. Is what it is. See if I can get in here and show you. Bolts are 8mm. You gotta access this one with a wrench, and then the top one, just a extension, and a deep well 8mm. So all right, both screws are out. Now let's just wiggle this. Here's the top housing. And then now I want to carefully remove the thermostat. See how it's positioned in there. Just like so. So obviously that's the way it's going to go back in. See if this will come out, or I'll have to maybe grab a screwdriver and kind of pry that out. I think I can get some needle nose here. Okay. Slowly peeling up. Tight fit. Okay. All right. Come on, baby. Get through there. All right. Here we are. Oh. That's what the old one looks like. Here's the new one. Put the camera down. Open this up. All right, this is the new one. This is the old one. I am not really seeing a difference. You know, I don't know what it looks like if this is stuck closed or open compared to the new one. You know, so all right, let's put her back together. All right, it was a little tight trying to show this reverse process, but the thermostat went back through this way, and I straightened it out the way the old one was from above, and then the housing only goes on obviously one way, and then just lining up the bolts was kind of a pain, but you gotta finger tighten them at first. Let's see, 8mm, like I said. The one on the left, use the wrench. The one on the right that you can get at, use that. And the only trick that I did is I didn't tighten one down and then tighten the other. I tightened them both. They're snug. I'll check them one more time, but yeah, I would tighten one side and then tighten the other side, vice versa, till everything was snug. So yeah, back together. Just gotta put the hose on and fill her up with antifreeze. All right, hose clamp is back on. 7mm. And just a word to wise, if you're doing this hose, push on as hard as you can up against the housing, because this hose will butt right up. So there's no gap in between the hose and the housing itself. So, all right, time to read more directions. So everything's back to normal. Now be sure to properly fill and bleed coolant system. All right. Let's see. All right. So I got to remove the cap. I'm gonna fill up the radiator full of antifreeze. And there's a bleed screw. So I already found the bleed screw. It's on the back side of the motor. You can't really see it, of course. It's blind. This is a picture of your exhaust. There's only so many bolts behind there. I'm not sure if I can get this on camera, but you gotta lift this up. There's your exhaust, and then your screw is right, I don't know if this is coming on camera, is right here. It's not an exhaust screw. It's the only one back here. It's right above the exhaust manifold. I think that's another 8mm. That's your bleed screw. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill this puppy full of antifreeze. And then I gotta start the engine, let the engine, allow it to idle until the fan cycles 2 times. And then I just gotta let it cool down. And then remove the cap, add more antifreeze, and then open that bleed screw. So just like bleeding brakes, once it's cooled down, add more antifreeze. And then that bleed screw, you wanna open that up until antifreeze is kicking out, just like brake fluid. So this is probably going to be a very timely process of heating this thing up and adding fluid. So here we go. All right, this is all I'm doing. Filling it up. So obviously I didn't get a lot coming out of there. But hopefully, with gravity, this is filling up what I lost back there, but it won't be perfect. It'll have to burp itself in. Yeah, she's filling up nice. All right, book also says fill radiator till it's full, which it is, and then fill that to the max. Okay, bleed screw back here is 8mm. Like I said, you can't really see it going in blind. I loosened it up. So what we're doing is we're bleeding the system with the weight of the fluid, I think. I don't know. I'm not a mechanic. I don't play one on TV. But you got the weight of the fluid here, the weight of the fluid there, and then that bleeder screw's on the top side of the engine. So my guess, mechanically, is gravity will fill, hopefully, and then the air bubbles will push through the motor, and you take that bleed screw out until it shoots out with a good stream, and then I'm gonna add more fluid and then start her up and go through that cycle. So, all right, here's what's going on. Here's the bleed screw. You can see that. And then she is slowly leaking. Now she's stopped. So I'm gonna put this screw back in just a little bit, and then I'm gonna add more. So I think a lot of the air already came out. She just needs more juice. So we bled the system. I did it maybe 3 times just to make sure I had plenty of fluid coming out, just to double check, recheck. I got plenty of fluid, antifreeze. I topped this off, and then I added more. Everything worked like it should. Everything came out of the engine like it should. So now I'm going to start her up and then run it for a heat cycle, and then I might have to repeat the process of just bleed screw once it cools down, bleed screw, and then adding more fluid. So all right, fan kicked on at 194. Trying to get that glare out of there, but it is now 189. So she's dropping. 187. So as far as 185, as far as this didn't happen before. It just, even though the fan is running, you can hear that, or nah, you can't see it, but the fan's running, the temp is dropping, so that thermostat's working. Before it'd get to 190, 194, and then it wouldn't spike, but it'd just slowly get to 200, 204, 183. That fan just kicked off. So the book says to do this for 2 cycles, let it cool, and then check the system. So, whew, fingers crossed here. All right, the engine's cooled off, so round 2. They don't need me to do, it doesn't say to do another fan cycle. What they want me to do is bleed the system one more time. So engine, radiator, everything's cool, at least cool to the touch. So put my hand back there and go for the old I can't see the bolt trick, and steady stream of coolant coming out again. Lock her back up and fill her up, and good to go. So yeah, maybe I'll take it for a rip just to see what's going on, obviously. So everything so far is working. The new thermostat is working. Like I said earlier in the video, it did the 2 fan cycles on and off. So all right, second bleed. Maintaining temperature. Obviously she's going above 200, which is fine. Normal operations for Polaris is 205. So, and of course now that I'm parked, it'll go up, but hopefully here it should maintain and then start going down. Engine breathe a little bit. So still got the same amount of fluid in there. Fan's running. She's kicking some serious heat. So she's dropping a little bit. All right, she's starting to drop from 210, so I'd say thermostat's working. That's how you change it out. So thanks for watching. Have a good day. Let's go ripping out. Like, subscribe. Peace.